A lot of people study calculus, but how many know the secret formula for the derivative? So here we have that if f prime of x exists, then f prime of x is equal to limit h goes to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x minus h by 2h. So not the usual limit definition of the derivative, but this works too and doesn't require you to know the value of f at x. That's pretty interesting, right? So how does this work? Let's prove it. And I'm going to show you at the end a crazy example that shows that this formula actually doesn't work if f prime of x does not exist. So it's very important f prime of x exists in the first place. So what we're going to do is we're going to find out this limit and we're going to show it's equal to f prime of x, assuming that exists. So this limit is going to equal to, I'm going to start off with this limit here, it's going to equal to, and I'm going to do this really neat trick, but we have to be careful. And the really neat trick is I'm going to subtract f of x and add f of x. Okay, so subtract and add the same quantity gives back the original expression, minus f of x minus h divided by 2h. Okay, so that's the first step. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to split up the limit into two limits. So the first limit, and the reason I'm doing this is I want to connect it to f prime of x. So I really need to see the difference quotient, f of x plus h minus f of x. So what we can do is you can write this as the first limit is limit h goes to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x. So I'm going to write this out as follows, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by 2h plus the following limit, plus limit h goes to 0 of f of x minus f of x minus h. So I'm going to write this as f of x minus f of x minus h divided by 2h. Now here's a crucial point. I actually cannot do this unless I know that both these limits exist. That's the only time I can then say I can split it up. So we still have to prove that both these exist, and then it's valid to say this is equal to that. But why do both of these limits exist? Well, the first limit looks very similar to the derivative, right? The first limit is just 1/2 times the usual limit definition of the derivative. And I'm going to do it on this side of the board. So we can write the first expression, if you write it here, the expression up top, it's 1/2 times the limit as h goes to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Okay, so that's just the limit definition of the derivative times 1/2. But what about that other expression there? How does that work? Well, I'm going to do a neat little trick. Okay, you're going to love this trick. I'm going to add on limit h goes to 0. I'm going to multiply top and bottom by a negative sign. Okay, so I'm going to write this as f of x minus h minus f of x. Okay, so I'm going to multiply the top by a negative sign to reverse the difference, but then the bottom also has to be divided by negative of 2h. So I'm going to write negative h and I'm going to put my half out here. Now what I observe is that if I set u equals negative h, right, if I set u equals negative h, then h goes to 0 implies that u goes to 0. So it's the same limit now expressed in terms of u. So I can write this as the top limit is going to be 1/2 times f prime of x, and the bottom limit is going to be 1/2 times limit u goes to 0 of f of x plus u minus f of x divided by u, which is just a usual substitution. It is just the limit definition of the derivative. So this is going to be 1/2 f prime of x plus 1/2 f prime of x, and that's just going to equal to f prime of x. And there you have the argument. But as I said, I promised you one thing, is why doesn't this work if f is actually not differentiable? So it's not really the secret formula. It doesn't work always, but if f is differentiable, it does. Why is that the case? Well, I'll show you a cool example. The example is take f of x equals to absolute value x, and look at what happens at x equals 0. We know that f is not differentiable at x equals 0 because the right hand derivative and the left hand derivatives don't match. There is a change in slope from -1 to +1. Okay, so there is no well-defined derivative at 0. However, if we applied the secret formula and looked at limit h goes to 0 at x equals 0, so it would be f of 0 plus h minus f of 0 minus h divided by 2h. Then what you'd see is because the absolute value function is an even function, f of h and f of minus h are equal. Absolute value h is equal to absolute value minus h. So we're just going to get 0 up top. Okay, so we're just going to get 0 up top and 2h down bottom, which is just 0. That's a limit of 0, which is just 0. And that's, of course, doesn't make sense because f is not differentiable at 0, but this limit still existed. So it's only when f is differentiable at x that the limit exists and is equal to f prime of x for sure. Now I've got a really fun video for you. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. It really helps disseminate this and show so many people beautiful calculus. But this video is the secret formula for the second derivative, and it's a lot more subtle than this one. You're gonna love that video. And another fun video you're gonna love, which right now is the most popular video on my channel, if you know a bit of integration, the integral of 1 over x, everyone thinks it's log absolute value x plus a constant. Actually, that's a lie, and you're going to find out why in this video.